Apple calls the iPhone 5 its most forward-thinking phone ever, despite the phone not looking any different from last year's iPhone 5. As they say, appearances can be deceptive, and under the hood, the new iteration of one of the most popular smartphones brings some major changes. Now that the iPhone 5 has finally hit Indian shores, we try to find out if it makes for a good buy at a rather high starting price of Rs 53,500. Same old trusted design and Retina display. From a distance, the iPhone 5 looks almost like a replica of the iPhone 5. This is both a good, as well as a bad thing, depending on what you are seeking. If you're happy with the compact form factor of the iPhone 5, then you have a reason to cheer, since most high-end flagships come with big screens and often sacrifice ergonomics and usability. However, if you're someone looking for a big display, you're in for repeated disappointment. The iPhone 5 sports the same dimensions, 123.8 x 58.6 x 7.6 mm, and weight, 112 grams, as the iPhone 5, and the same aluminium chassis, glass panel, and chamfered edges. Apple has introduced two new colors though, namely, Space Gray, that replaces the black and slate color variant, and a new champagne gold variant. We got a silver and white model, the third color variant of the phone, as our review unit. It's been said that the Space Gray variant is less prone to wear compared to the slate and black model. The front of the iPhone 5 is dominated by the same 4-inch Retina display seen on the iPhone 5, sporting a resolution of 640 x 1136 pixels with a pixel density of 326 ppi. We feel the display is still the best in its class, offering excellent brightness, wide viewing angles, and under-sun legibility. Images and text look crisp and sharp, and if you're happy with the screen size, you don't really have much to complain about. The home button, which is the only key on the front, is located just below the display, but sports a silver ring around it. It's one of the few visible changes that you'd see in the iPhone 5s. Its purpose is much more than being a cosmetic enhancement. It is part of the Touch ID fingerprint sensor, which is integrated with the home button and offers an alternative way of securing the phone. Like the iPhone 5, the mute switch and the volume rocker key sit at the left top edge, while the power/screen lock key sits on the top. The 3.5mm headset port and the lightning connector is located at the bottom edge along with the speaker grill, and the nano SIM tray is placed at the right edge. The back features the same silver-coated aluminium plate and white glass strips, with the upper strip featuring the camera and the new pill-shaped dual-LED True-Tone flash, the other visible change. In terms of the build and look and feel, the iPhone 5 has not undergone any visible change, but going by the past iterations of the iPhone don't really get a makeover in looks. Performance and battery life. The iPhone 5 is the first widely available smartphone to be powered by a chip that features 64-bit architecture. Apple also claims that its A7 chip delivers CPU and graphics performance up to 2 times faster than its predecessor. We'd like to clarify that the speed bump is not related to the processor being 64-bit. Though it lays the foundation of the future, the 64-bit architecture will help in better memory management and will work in tandem with apps optimized for it as they're made available. It also supports OpenGLES 3.0 standard for enhanced graphics performance, especially while playing 3D games. In terms of performance, the iPhone 5 outperforms the iPhone 5 and matches the levels of flagship Android phones. Games like Infinity Blade 2 and even the newly launched Angry Birds Go run without any frame drops or stutters. Launching apps and navigating through menus was also a pain-free experience, though we did not notice a major improvement compared to the iPhone 5. The iPhone 5 also features the M7 CO processor, which dedicatedly handles the task of measuring data from motion sensors like the accelerometer, gyroscope, and compass without involving the main processor, leading to better battery life. It also has the ability to recognize different kinds of motion through this data. The data is more accurate and can be used by fitness tracking apps and health apps such as pedometer apps. Apple promises improved battery backup with the iPhone 5s. While the standby time delivered is indeed better than the iPhone 5, the phone will still last you less than a day with moderate to heavy usage on a 3G network. After full charge, the battery lasted around 9 hours with moderate to heavy use. It is worth pointing out that the phone was hooked onto 3G data, with intermittent access to Wi-Fi, and screen brightness levels were set to medium. Usage included some phone calls, 2 email accounts and Facebook and Twitter use with push notifications, a few minutes of web browsing and gaming, and clicking some pictures. The phone charges really quick, so if you do carry a charger, as most iPhone users do, you can re-energize your iPhone in a jiffy. The first usable fingerprint sensor, the iPhone 5 sports a biometric fingerprint sensor that Apple likes to call Touch ID, in line with its primary function of acting as an additional security layer. The Touch ID is integrated with the iPhone 5's home button through a scratch-resistant sapphire glass, which is undoubtedly the gateway to access the phone, along with its touch panel. While Apple already offers a 4-digit passcode lock to protect the iPhone, the Touch ID offers a simple, yet effective way to authenticate the phone for unlocking it, or while purchasing content from the App Store and iTunes Store. It's worth pointing out that you'll still need to set up a passcode and verify it at certain times, in addition to verifying the biometric fingerprint. Up to 5 impressions of fingers, including thumbs, can be added. This means that you can also add finger impressions of different individuals, in case more than one person uses the phone. Among the few things to note here, it's not possible to solely use the Touch ID for authentication, and you can still unlock the phone through the passcode. You'll also need to enter the passcode when you reboot the iPhone, or if you don't use Touch ID for 48 hours or more. Perhaps, Apple doesn't want to take any chances and feels that the technology is still not evolved to a level where it can be totally relied upon. Having said that, the Touch ID is one of the most easy to configure and use consumer-focused biometric sensor, as it can read fingerprints in 360°, giving you the flexibility to place your finger in any orientation. In our use, we did not encounter any hiccups while using it. The iPhone 5 supports all GSM and UMTS/HSPA+, 3G, networks in India as well as Indian LTE networks, band 40 to 2300 MHz, which means you'll be able to access high-speed internet when compatible 4G networks are rolled out. Airtel has already announced support for the phone in Bangalore, where it has a 4G network. The iPhone 5 does not support NFC, however, it does allow users to transfer files such as photos and videos, directly to compatible iOS devices through AirDrop, over Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Both devices don't need to be connected to the same Wi-Fi network. This feature was introduced with iOS 7. iOS 7. The iPhone 5 runs iOS 7, the latest iteration of Apple's mobile operating system. According to Apple, it's the most significant iOS update since the original iPhone. It brings an overhauled user interface design including new icons, native apps, and a number of new features. When you unlock the screen, you'll see that the home screen features a new parallax motion effect, making the background wallpaper shift by utilizing the iPhone's accelerometer, giving an appearance of depth. The interface has been stripped of skeuomorphic elements like leather and felt, and beveled buttons, that have been replaced by flat shapes and gradients, and text. A new swipe to right gesture has also been introduced to go back one step while navigating an app. iOS 7 also introduces Control Center, which is central destination that offers access to controls for most used settings, and an overhauled notification center. The OS also offers updated native apps. You can read our detailed review of iOS 7 to know more about the software. The new UI takes some getting used to, and some elements such as text buttons and swipe to right to go back gesture are a little unintuitive as they're not apparent. However, it brings a fresh approach to design and the platform feels almost new. We still feel Apple could have made the design of the system icons better, given that the company is known for its obsession with design and the attention to detail. The phone also comes with an updated version of Siri, the company's virtual assistant, and iTunes Radio, the free streaming online radio service from Apple. Siri now offers information from more sources including Twitter and Wikipedia, and gives a choice between a male and female voice. However, it's still not very useful in India as it can't help you with directions, or movie listings or restaurant reviews. Many a times, it also struggled to recognize our accent. Hindi support for Siri is still a miss. iTunes Radio is not available in India, unless you have a US iTunes account. One of the more innovative software feature is FaceTime audio, allowing iPhone users to call each other for free over the internet. Overall, the iPhone 5s offers one of the best software experiences we've come across. It would be able to satisfy power users, while offering the stability and finesse that the iPhone is known for. It's also safe to say that iOS is the developer's favorite platform, offering the widest selection of quality apps. The number of niche apps available for creating content on the platform is unmatched. Apple is also offering its own iLife, iPhoto, GarageBand, and iMovie, and iWork, Pages, Keynote, and Numbers apps as a free download with the iPhone 5s. These apps allow you to create and edit multimedia and office documents. Camera: Apple has never believed in running the megapixel count race and has instead focused on delivering a usable camera that takes quality pictures, consistently. The iPhone 5 camera is still one of the best in the market, and the iPhone 5's camera takes the experience to the next level. The camera on the iPhone 5s offers a 15% larger sensor, bigger pixels, and an f/2.2 aperture to allow more light to come in. The improved optics result in much better low-light pictures compared to the ones shot with an iPhone 5. The level of noise and distortion while capturing lit objects in low-light conditions is much lower in pictures taken with the iPhone 5s. We also found color reproduction to be more accurate, and white balance to be in perfect harmony, thanks to the new image signal processor, part of the phone's A7 chip. Images taken in daylight and indoor light turned out to be excellent, placing the iPhone 5's camera in the league of the best camera phones available in the market. There was no shutter lag or focus issues. The iPhone 5s also offers a continuous burst mode with the ability to take 10 pictures per second. This feature is exclusive to the iPhone 5s and is best for capturing moments that involve motion. For instance, clicking your dog or baby or a sporting action without missing a second is a breeze with the iPhone 5s. Though it lacks optical image stabilization, which is a hardware feature, Apple has added electronic image stabilization, EIS, to the camera to minimize noise and blur while taking pictures with shaky hands by combining the best shots. The phone's video recording capabilities at 1080p resolution, 30 fps, are also at par with its ability to shoot stills. In addition to these features, the iPhone 5s also offers a slow-mo mode for slow-motion video capture at 120 fps, allowing you to add some novelty. The phone also offers a dual LED True Tone flash for taking more natural pictures in the dark. The FaceTime HD front camera has also got a BSI, back illuminated sensor, taking better pictures in low-light conditions, in case you like shooting selfies. The iOS 7 camera app has also evolved and now offers a new square mode in addition to the photo, video, panorama, slow-mo and square that can be switched with a simple swipe. The new app also features Instagram-like filters to add effects to photos before or after capturing them. Burst mode photos can be shot by simply long pressing the shutter button. Is it a good buy? So with all the new features and hardware upgrades, is the iPhone 5's worth a buy? At a starting price of Rs 53,500, the phone would certainly not appeal to the price-conscious buyer. You can get better flagship phones, including the LG G2, the HTC One, and the Sony Xperia Z1, at a lower price, delivering a good feature set and sporting top-end hardware. You can even get the Nexus 5 at a much lower price in case you're ready to settle for a much inferior camera and build quality. Having said that, even if you're not an iOS user but want to invest in a device that will last you more than a year, even 2 years, receive regular software updates, deliver a consistent camera and stable software experience, and offer a premium yet solid look and feel, then we'd recommend the iPhone 5s. If you're invested in the Apple ecosystem, and don't want to look anywhere else, the iPhone 5s is the best smartphone available in the market. But if you already own an iPhone 5 and don't have some extra cash lying around, we'd recommend waiting for the next update. If you own an iPhone 4s or iPhone 4, don't want to spend much, and are happy with a plastic shell, then you can also consider at the less blessed iPhone 5C, the iPhone 5's cheaper sibling.